Someone wants to be in the video. Alright, so what are we up to today, you say? Well, part 3 in the Squirrel series. So we've had another one marinating. Pretty similar marinade to the last one. Some white wine, some balsamic vinegar, the onions, the garlic, both fresh, chopped, crushed, whatever. But in this one, I added a little bit of celery salt, maybe a half a teaspoon. Same of coriander, same of tarragon, and a couple bay leaves. So the first thing we're going to do in this one, again, is just break the squirrel down just a little bit. Again, not getting too crazy with the butchery, but again, if you want to see how we skinned it out and all that, look at part 1 in the series. And just like the last one, I'll put a link in the description box. So we're just going to take the legs off. 1, 2. Take these front shoulders off as well. Dos secchies. And then we're left with the saddle and or the loin. Not much left on the rib portion, but there is some, just a tiny bit of meat. And the way we're going to cook it this time, maybe we'll get some of that. Then of course, part of the neck loin, which comes down into the loin or the back straps, is all in there as well. So we're just going to half that twice. So right at the end of the last rib, that way. So our best end, our loin end, being where the tenderloins are, the actual tenderloins in the back. Let's see if I can show you that. Right here on the underneath of the spine. And then your back strap, obviously. So we're going to go one more again, straight down the middle. And one more with our best end, like such. Trim off the rest of that. So it's like scrap, a little piece of the shoulder, a little piece of the neck. No big deal. So our best ends, our loin ends, front shoulders, haunches or rear legs. So now what we're going to do, this is a one-pot wonder. I was debating starting it off in a pan just so you can see it, but I'm not going to insult your intelligence. All we're going to do is try to brown this off a little bit, and then when I get it in the pot, again, one-pot wonder. And it's lunchtime, so I'm not going to go overboard. You know, you can do carrots, potatoes, the whole bit with this if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just interested in the squirrel. So let's get to the pot. Alright, so in the La Crusade this time, one pot wonder. Again, you could add anything you want to this, some sort of veg or whatever. Again, I'm just going to do the squirrel. So I've preheated the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of oil there. Season the old boy up. A little bit of sea salt. A lot of pepper here. Had to break out the old spice kit from the ruck. So we'll add some pepper. Plenty of. Get them in the pan. There you hear that? Again, so we're just going to brown that off real quick. Shouldn't take too long. See that? Nice and brown. Shouldn't take long. It's obviously a squirrel. Alright, so browning up nicely. It's not going to brown up like beef or anything like that. So at this point, we're going to add our marinade, all in, onions, garlic, all those spices, celery salt, coriander, tarragon, and all that. Yep, all that. Then I've got just over a cup, just over 250 mils of beef stock. I would rather prefer the chicken stock, but I'm out at the moment. I just need to make sure that that's all covered, which should be no problem. There we are. So I'm going to bring that up to the boil, to a simmer or whatever, and then we're preheating our oven to 350. Once that starts simmering or boiling, we're going to take it off, put it in the oven. I'm guessing, just because it's small pieces, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, but time is kind of irrelevant. I just want it so the meat's falling off the bone, as per usual. So let's wait till that comes up to heat, and then we'll get it in the oven. So there you have it. We'll get that right in the oven again, 350 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. That's a swag, scientific, wild-ass guess, but again, it's all dependent on if the meat is falling off the bone or not. So let's check it out. If I'm honest, which I am, I said 45 minutes to an hour originally because it's just a squirrel, it's small. So we did 45 minutes. I did check it, and it wasn't really close to what I wanted. So all in, don't mind the nook in the background chasing his bone. But so all in, we're at 2.5 hours right now. Let's get this cover off. Again, I know, say it all the time. It smells ridiculous. It really does. So let's get in, see what we got. It's like the rear haunches. So let's get you on the board so you can actually see that. So here's the two haunches, back legs. You can see the meat pulled right away from the bone, but it was that way on a couple of them when I checked it at 45 minutes-ish. And it wasn't quite ready. It was definitely tender, but it wasn't, you know, meat falling off the bone. And you can just see now, you can just mash it with a fork. Right off the bone. Oh my. gonna be good, lads and lassies. One itty bitty squirrel, there's quite a heap of meat there, honestly. Here's all the bones, and I may or may not have eaten some of that as I pulled it off. But hey ho. But unbelievable. Marinade's great. Slow cooking it like that, which was suggested or told to me in a comment on one of my other videos on this from a viewer, that this is the way he did it, and said I could use the marinade and do it just like we did it in the video. So that's what I did. It's phenomenal. Nanook wants some, apparently. But I could just sit here and eat it all just like that, without a doubt. I didn't make any sides this time because I just want to eat squirrel. But to kick it up just a little notch, just one. Got some crusty bread here, a roll, toasted off under the grill, and then we have this, some chipotle. Not sure if you could read the whole thing there, but Stonewall Kitchen, creators of specialty foods, chipotle. And I will definitely jack that. A-I-O-L-I. However you say that. Non-GMO or whatever. So the wife gets this. She gets this one. And then she gets a buffalo type sauce one that's phenomenal. And there's no more of that, or I probably would have used it. But this one's definitely good as well. So we're going to get some of this on the bread. The rest of it because it's amazing. I promise. Like, definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. I'll put a heap of meat here on the bread. Hey Nanook, relax, bro. It's all good in the hood. So that's a full sandwich. So one squirrel. There's definitely enough for two regular size sandwiches. It's the business right there. Just dig in. That marinade, and then slow cooking, even with the beef broth, was certainly good on its own, and you can eat it just like that. Really good. Probably one bone in there. Nope. Save some for the little man. But that sauce and some crusty bread. You can see that's all the bones, backbone and all. Cut the shoulder blade in there. So no waste really whatsoever. But unbelievable. Might just be a new favorite, actually. I'll share that with the pooch. Come here. You got your bone? Have a seat. Have a seat. Good boy. Good boy. You want the sauce or no sauce? Hey. No sauce or no sauce? You don't want Squirrel? I don't believe that. Come here. No, down. Get down. Come here, sit. Have a seat. What do you think of that? Do you have your attention now? Huh? You probably shouldn't have that sauce. Just a little bit. What do you think? You good? Another bite? Amazing, guys. Definitely try it out. Definitely look that stuff up. Again, Chipotle. Maybe you can stop the camera and zoom in or something. I don't know how to say that, but unreal. Now bite. Come here. Come here. Sit. Good boy. Cheers, guys. Take care.